featuring Andrew Sutherland, aka Popcorn. All right, it's 3 p.m. here in St. Vincent and the rest of the Eastern Caribbean. And yes, at this time we have our 3 p.m. news. Keep it locked on. It's a clean first song. We have 99.9.
Welcome to WEFM's 3 p.m. news. I am your presenter, Jessica Klein. First on the local scene. The Sandals Foundation has joined local NGOs Hand to Earth and Grow in Times Vetiver Craft project, making a US $10,000 investment into the Vetiver livelihood prisoner rehabilitation and resocializing training programs. The investment, which will support phase one of a two-part project, will see the development of a Vetiver Heritage Craft and Design Center to create an experiential space designed to educate the public about the use of vetiver grass in livelihood creation and land conservation. It will also showcase vetiver products made by prisoners and ex-prisoners of His Majesty's prisons. Income generated from products is channeled to support prisoners and their families, as well as rehabilitation of prisoners through skills and entrepreneurship training, including a vetiver farm project at Belisle. Started in 2015, the Vetiver Prisoner Rehabilitation Program has trained over 160 prisoners in craft skills, sustainable farming, land conservation, and eco-entrepreneurship. Prime Minister Dr. Ralph Gonsalves has vowed to utilize every platform available to fight a proposal by the World Bank's International Development Association, IDA, to increase interest rates on loans for Caribbean countries. Prime Minister Gonsalves said that while there is no guarantee that things will go in his favor, he refuses to just let the change be unchallenged. We hear more from the Prime Minister.
When I go tomorrow to New York, I'll talk about it there. I'll talk about it in the Republic of China. When I come back and I go Antigua for the SIDS conference, I'll talk about it there. I'll talk about it at the United Nations General Assembly. I'll circulate a paragraph which I want every single head of state or government to consider to include in their speech at the United Nations Assembly, the General Assembly. I'm going to fight it. We may lose, but I ain't rolling over and playing dead. I'm involved in this battle of creative resistance.
That was the Prime Minister, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves. The World Bank's International Development Association, IDA's proposal would see the interest rate paid by more developed countries, Caribbean countries, move from between 1 and 2% to between 3.3 and 6.8%. The other notable change is the repayment period, which would move from 50 years to between 30 and 35 years. Still on the local scene, Flow has been named the official telecommunications supporter for the ICC Men's T20 Cricket World Cup in the Caribbean. This announcement was made by Flow's senior marketing manager, Nicola Williams-Rogers, during the official launch of the company's Carnival campaign, dubbed This Is We. Mrs. Williams-Rogers, during the announcement, highlighted their support of culture in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as well as their support for cricket and what it means to Vincentians. We hear more from Flow's senior marketing manager.
Flow has been named the official exclusive telecommunication supporter in the Caribbean for the ICC Men's T20 World Cup Cricket 2024. It is a big win for us. This year we are giving you, as we usually do, we come out big, bold, and powerful to support culture because it means something to the people of St. Vincent. But cricket means a whole lot to us too. So we have, as a company, put our weight behind both. So this year we're taking you way beyond the boundaries.
That was Flow's senior marketing manager, Mrs. Nicola Williams-Rogers. The 2024 ICC Men's T20 World Cup will be the 9th edition of the T20 World Cup, a biennial 2020 international tournament contested by men's national teams, and organized by the International Cricket Council. It is scheduled to be co-hosted by the West Indies and the United States from June 1st to 29th, 2024. 5 matches are set to be played here in SVG, with the first of those matches taking place on June 13th at the Annisville Stadium. That match will see Bangladesh take on the Netherlands. On the regional scene, Guyana's Minister of Education, Priya Manikan, has said that the government of Guyana will not negotiate terms concerning the conciliation talks with the Guyana Teachers Union under duress. This was disclosed by the minister on Wednesday during a press conference at the Ministry of Education, where she provided an update on the conciliation process between the Education Ministry and the GTU, which was being mediated by the Ministry of Labor. The discussions between the parties began officially on Monday and continued the following day. At the end of the first meeting, they deliberated and agreed on 3 terms, with just 2 issues left to be ventilated on the second day. On the list of things that were agreed upon was that there would be an end to the strike by teachers and full resumption of work by all teachers within 48 hours. There was also the agreement that there would be no victimization by either party and that there would be no break in service and the status quo shall prevail. At that time, Minister Manikan indicated that both parties were asked to keep the contents of the ongoing meetings confidential to maintain trust among the parties and to show good faith in the process. Still on the regional scene, the Caribbean Hotel and Tourism Association, CHTA, will hold its 3rd annual Caribbean Travel Forum on May 20th in Montego Bay, Jamaica, under the theme Visioning a New Tourism Landscape for the Region. This year's Caribbean Travel Marketplace will bring together leading regional and international thought leaders to discuss tourism business opportunities and strategies for success in the Caribbean, said CHTA. The association added, those in attendance will have the opportunity to gain invaluable knowledge from distinguished speakers, including esteemed travel writer, author, and advisor on destination development, Doug Lansky. He will deliver the keynote address and share insights and perspectives on navigating the evolving landscape of the Caribbean tourism. Lansky is the author of 10 books and has also written for the world's most prestigious travel publications. Finally, on the international scene, the largest music publisher in the world has sent letters to Google, Microsoft, and OpenAI, demanding to know if they have used its songs to develop artificial intelligence AI systems. Sony Music, which represents artists like Beyoncé and Adele, is forbidding anyone from training, developing, or making money from AI using its songs without permission. In the letter sent to more than 700 firms, Sony Music said it has reason to believe that the addressees may already have made unauthorized uses of its music, the BBC reports. Sony Music has given firms a deadline to respond and says it will enforce its copyright to the full extent permitted by applicable law, such as the EU's upcoming AI Act. Sony Music's complaint is part of a bigger debate that has been raging since the emergence of that latest generation of AI-powered tools. What data were they trained on, and did they seek permission to use it? This has been WEFM's 3 p.m. news. I have been your presenter, Jessica Klein. Join us again at 5